As a newbie coming into this year and a chief in training coming out of it, I've learned a lot of tips and tricks about how to make an excellent and entirely complete spread. Throughout the year, I have learned how to take great photos on an iPhone, create an interesting layout for a spread, get solid interviews of other people, and do final proofing on the finished product. So here's some of the advice or pointers I'd like to share that I've learned this year about making a spread. For the first topic, I'll go over how to take good photos on an iPhone. The first step to taking incredible photos on an iPhone is to make sure your camera settings are set well. To check this, go to the camera app and look up at the top right of your screen and make sure the live setting is turned off. If you're shooting at night, also make sure to turn on the sun or moon icon in the top right corner to get a smoother photo. Then take your photo. Remember to keep your hand steady until the photo is snapped and click on the screen where you want to emphasize certain parts of the picture. Now we can edit this on the iPhone. Go to Photo and click on Edit. From here you have many options to mess around with depending on the lighting of your photo. For lighter photos, lowering the exposure just a bit and raising the brilliance should help define the details in your photo more. For darker photos, turning up the exposure a tiny bit, lowering the highlights slightly, and turning up the brilliance will help display what is in the dark better. However, the way you edit is purely up to you and what you think would work best for the project you're working on. You could also make more edits on Adobe Photoshop. This is really where you get to put your creativity to work. If you can't think of anything to start with while making your spread layout, try thinking of cool ways you could use transparent boxes in the background, or make photos pop out of their frames, or even add cool graphics. However, while doing this, keep one thing in mind. The text boxes for interviews and mods must be on the outside of the pictures and can't be on the inside, since that's trapped text. If you still can't come up with an idea of what to do, then head over to the Yearbook folder, look under the Spread Templates folder, and you'll find useful templates or ideas you could work off of. Also, make sure the text is the right size compared to the templates if you made your own spread from scratch. Inputting photos is simple, but there's one step that needs to be taken to have a spread that will be printed correctly. Be sure to link your photos to the Creative Cloud before placing them on the spread, or else they'll appear unlinked. To do this, have your InDesign in advanced mode and then click on the CC Libraries option on the right-hand side. Then you can create a new group specifically for photos in your spread by clicking on the folder icon and renaming it to the title of your spread. Lastly, simply drag your photos into the box underneath your spread's Creative Cloud folder, and then drag the newly uploaded photos onto your spread. Also, make sure to label your photos with numbers 1 through 7, or depending on how many captions you have, and connect the captions to the photos that they correlate to. Getting interviews can be a very nerve-wracking task, but as you get more throughout the year, it becomes less daunting and much easier. The first thing to remember is to fill out a call slip for every person you interview. You don't have to fill in every single space, but just be sure that you fill in at least the top half and get a signature from Mr. Garrett or Miss Christie. You can use the Student Locator website to find information on the student you are interviewing. Then go to the room number where the student is present during 4th period and hand the slip to the teacher. Let them know that you're from the yearbook team and want to have their student outside for a few minutes to get a quick interview from them. After this, the student will come outside where you can wait for them, and then you can start the interview. To get a good interview, make sure to download the Otter app shown here. Now start a new recording for an interview and ask away. Once you're done, copy and paste the text from your interview into the Google document for your spread and edit it to your liking. After you finish editing the text from your interviews, simply copy and paste it from the document into your InDesign file and be sure that you have the person's name, grade, and the photo byline correctly placed beneath the text from the interview like this. Edits for the spread creator make the final proofing much easier for the proofers assigned to look over your page. First, check over your captions and make sure they make sense grammatically and contextually. Next, double-check that all of your apostrophes next to student names are facing in the correct directions, like this. Thirdly, run spell check using Command+I, and check that all the names and grades you placed in the spread are right or correctly spelled. Now to focus on the actual content of the spread, check that everything is evenly spaced and that the photos are brightly lit so you can see everyone in the photo. After that step is finished, then check the error finder at the bottom of the screen to fix any lingering errors that you may not have caught earlier. Finally, make sure that anything in black, including text, is in the color black and not the color registration, or else it will not print correctly. For your final step, try getting some feedback from anyone else in the room, from your peers, from the chiefs, or even from the teachers. It'll all help. And then you're done! And those are my tips and tricks about how to make an excellent spread.